yeah, so that was the kind of the concept. And then we went to market in 2018. We got into 50 stores to, I mean, there was 50 stores at first delivery, then 150, 300, 500, 800, and then more than 1,000 now. And then at the same time growing a very successful online business. Basically, that has been the idea from the start, because I'm not here necessarily to say that I'm only focused on direct to consumer, but I do think that a D2C part of a business is crucial. And I do
Of course.
think I don't want to say one is more important than the other. I would though say that if I could only choose one, I would go with direct to consumer. But what a wholesale part of a business can do is that it can actually brand build in a way faster at a way faster pace than you can do yourself online, right?
Of course. Yeah, because you're leveraging stores with established reputations. Yeah.
Exactly. So what exactly what you're saying there is that they at one point they would validate the concept, right? Because if it's out there, if it's in a premium wholesaler,
It means
then
that it's
obviously people would see it, right? People would understand. But what it also does is that it makes from a from a brand building perspective, you suddenly got like 1,000 Instagram accounts, right, working for you out there.
Mhm.
And if you do it right, you're actually getting a profitable marketing channel running at the same time as your direct to consumer,
Yeah.
because your wholesale obviously should be a profitable channel. And if
Yeah.
it becomes a marketing tool, it's unbelievable, right? Because
Of course.
you've
Yeah.
seen all
It's
these.
the dream come true. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just making
So I
money in the
start.
market. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I studied all the big ones like Allbirds and Warby Parker and all of them, and thought it was also very interesting that a lot of them basically came to market now in wholesale or with own retail. And I think that plays really well into the kind of the playbook that we made, which was, let's get those wholesalers on board right away. Let them help as well. We, on the other hand, will then not, you know, uh, take advantage of that and, lower our prices online or anything. We will keep our word and keep prices high online. Um, and don't do Black Fridays, don't do sales, don't do anything like that at all. So
Mm.
they're also happy, right? Because it goes two ways.
Yeah.
Um, so that was one thing. That was basically that whole marketing tool that I think wholesale can do if you do it right and if you're selective, I think. Um, and then from a direct to consumer perspective, like if you want to go deep into e-com numbers, right? The major challenge for a direct to consumer brand is always first purchase, right? How
Hmm.
much do you want to pay for that first customer, right? That
Yep.
initial contact or that at least initial purchase. Um, and I think it's very interesting what a wholesaler can do there, because if you think about it, right? What if you try to adapt the kind of model of saying, well, the first purchase isn't done online. The first purchase is done in wholesale
Mhm.
at a profitable
In a profitable
uh
way without you
profitable.
taking without any resources being invested on your end from a time perspective. Yeah, everything. The hardest part of the job, which is pushing the boulder forward, is done by the retailer. And your job as a direct to consumer brand is just to make sure that that momentum uh increases over long periods of time through customer relationship branding, improvement on the brand, improvement on the direct to consumer channels, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. And I think that is what we try to do from day one. So basically you would kind of like have this model of first purchase in store, uh second or third or whatever purchase online. And you would actually see that sometimes online as well, because you would see an odd amount of orders with like first purchase, 10 t-shirts, different colors, one size, no returns, right? You'd kind of think like, did this person really buy, did they buy one t-shirt somewhere? Were
Yeah, of
they, an Italian tourist that went to London, bought it in a
course.
department store, went
Yeah, it takes
home,
a lot of trust for those for people to make those orders, and trust is built over long periods of time. And if you cannot track that customer through advertising or previous orders, then yeah, it's just safe to assume that he probably just developed that relationship with retailers.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah. So that was the idea. Of course, any successful direct to consumer, you would kind of work with the retention. Um, you basically want to make everyone happy, right? And how do you do that? Well, apart from great customer service, at the end of the day, it also comes down to the quality of the product. And that's really what we try to do. So really try to work with an amazing quality the garments. And I can say that from producing for a lot of brands, and even the highest end brands that you have out there, that our quality is outstanding, and it comes at a price that is very fair. I mean, some people actually tells us once in a while that the product is too cheap, right? uh it's difficult discussion price, because the world is as the world is, and there's a, depending on where you're from, there's a different view on what cheap is.
Of course.
And but what we at least try to deliver is that we deliver a quality product at an extremely good price to quality ratio. And I think
good
that
price per
that makes
value.
absolutely. And I think that's why we work really well in premium retailers or wholesalers, because we are there at a high quality, but we're not with there any logo. So you can basically buy any product. You can buy a Balenciaga sweatshirt, right? And you can mix and match with our t-shirts, or whatever or shorts, or whatever you want to mix and match with.
Of course.
And you don't got that logo interference, you don't got that price interference, but you basically got quality that matches, right?
Of course.
So that's kind of I would say our kind of cornerstone of the success, right?
Of course. It's not competing on branding. It's not competing on price. If anything, it's the perfect, and I don't know if this is the right analogy for it, but it's the perfect way for retailers to sell you more things when you're just about to finish your purchase. Just as when you're walking out of the grocery store, you see a bunch of products that might be a good end to your purchasing experience.
Exactly.
And that's what the brand has become for premium and luxury position retailers.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Wow. What a great position to be in. Wow.